Yams are sweet potatoes. In Canada, they're mostly considered the same thing, but they're actually completely different, unrelated vegetables. So which am I buying? Yams. It's going to taste awesome. Today, we're preparing twice baked Mexican beef stuffed yam with creamy cashew dressed salad. I'm Chef Michael Williams, and that's what we're cooking on the coast. Welcome to the kitchen. I know, it's getting late. Want to get dinner on the table, don't have much time, so how are we gonna make it special? Well, that's what we're all about today. I'm gonna show you some tips and some shortcuts. We're gonna make a twice baked stuffed yam, and it's gonna be delicious. So, what are we gonna stuff our yams with? First of all, to get this recipe well underway, say you don't have a lot of time, I've already got the yams baked. I baked them ahead of time. You can do it the day before, right? Nice big shortcut there to get dinner on the table quickly. So what are we gonna stuff it with? Well, I've got some delicious Island Pastures, grass-fed ground beef here. We're gonna get that going into the pan. We're gonna add some great flavor, and I'm gonna show you some options to, making it your own, maybe saving some time, or if you've got the time, go the extra step. So, ground beef goes into the pan right away. Now, my pan is nice and hot, and that is key when we're roasting meats. I wanna make sure the pan's hot first, and second, I wanna make sure I don't overload the pan, right? So I'm gonna show you how I do that. I'm just gonna plunk this in like so. Now, instead of breaking this all up and spreading it out and kind of adding that cold beef everywhere in the pan, I'm just gonna break it apart slowly. So I'm gonna let the pan kind of catch up to there, and then I'll start breaking it apart. You heard that sizzle right off the hop. That's what we're looking for. We're gonna get some red onion going in here. We're gonna get some garlic, and first thing I always do, almost always when I'm working with onions, is I cut the top and the bottom off, and then I cut it in half. That makes it easy to peel, right? So look at that, boom, super easy to peel. And a half of a red onion is gonna serve our purpose here. And what I'm gonna do here with my nice, trusty, sharp chef knife is I'm gonna cut into the onion until I almost get all the way through. Just before I get all the way through, I stop. And then I bump it up a level, and then I just repeat. And I'm always stopping before I slice all the way through. Now I've got all these cuts, I'm gonna do some vertical cuts like so. And same idea, for this little section of the onion here is still intact, holding it all together, so I can do my final cut for my perfectly diced onion. It's all about colors. We want to bring as many colors into our diet as possible. The red onion, the orange fleshed yams, all these different colors provide different benefits and give us, vitamins, minerals, things that we need. So we'll set those onions aside. Let's get some garlic going. Now I mentioned about the beef. Right now, our pan has kind of brought itself back up to heat after getting the cold meat into it. So I'm gonna start breaking this up a little bit. Great, and we'll let that carry on while I chop some garlic. Just remove that whole bottom section there. And then I'm gonna take, you can take a pot or a pan or your hands and just crush. You want to hear that crunch and crack. That's the sound of the skin breaking on the actual clove, which again, makes it so easy to peel. Saving you time. I'm adding years onto your life here, guys, right? So, this is kind of gonna be Mexican in flavor, in theme. So because it's Mexican, we want lots of garlic. Now this garlic I'm gonna leave in nice big chunks, like so, like roughly the same size as the bits of diced onion there. And that is all ready to go in the pan. Let's go ahead and give that a stir. We'll get things really broken up here. Make sure we're not sticking. Nice well-seasoned cast iron pan is my favorite pan to cook with, absolutely. That's gonna need a bit of seasoning for sure. So always, for me, almost always, that starts with salt and pepper. I've got them at the ready, right at the stovetop. Nice, beautiful Vancouver Island sea salt. Lots of fresh ground pepper. To taste though, what are your tastes? Do you love pepper? Add in lots. You find it a little bit spicy, a little bit too much, then dial it down a little bit and don't add as much. You need to kind of find what your happy medium is when you're cooking, right? Like it's all, these are just a starting point, a launching pad. You got to make your food your own. This is smelling incredible already. The garlic, the onions. I mean, that beef is fantastic. I love my Island Pastures grass-fed beef. So we've got, as you can see, some caramelization happening here. That beef is almost cooked. Now, if we wanted to really dial things up, I've got some toasted and ground cumin. If we wanted to add some heat, I've got some cayenne pepper. And you know what? If you wanted to just be really, really quick and simple, I've got some ancho chili sauce here, which I'm gonna show you how to make later in the season. We're gonna make an ancho chili mac and cheese. It's gonna be epic. This sauce you can make in big batches and can if you're adept at such things. We have here some ancho chili sauce from Urban Forage. I'm just gonna add that right in here. It's a bit of a shortcut, so that's gonna go into the pan. So adding that sauce in there, if you really want to kick up the heat, because the ancho chili sauce is quite mild, go ahead and add that cayenne in, and we're kind of ready to set that aside now, right? So we're going to put that down on our hot pad. I'm going to give a bit of a wipe here, and we'll talk about next steps. Now the yams, we're going to stuff yams, right? So how do you do that? How do you stuff yams? Well, the first step is finding the right yam, okay? So because we are going to roast this and cut it in half and scoop it out, you don't want one of those really long, skinny yams, because that's going to be really difficult. So I found a nice, big, round one here that it's just going to work better. So that's the first step, finding the right yams. The second step is roasting it in the oven. I have done that. I'm going to grab my yam. So you can see these guys have roasted nicely. And here's how we do it. So look at this guy, nice and soft. And all I'm gonna do is just cut this in half down the middle, okay? I scrubbed and washed these really nicely, left the skin on. I love me some yam skin. So I'll grab myself a spoon here and I can scoop this all out. And we want to kind of try and retain some of that structure on the outside so that it can hold our stuffing. So don't go too close to the edge. And then once you scoop that out, look at that, right? So, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop this up and add it to our ground beef mixture there. Oh yeah, this is looking great already. Talking about different colors. So we are going to now chop this up as stated. We'll add that into our mix. We'll be back later in the show to pull together our twice-baked stuffed yam. But before that, what do you say we hit the road? See you after the break.
Cookin' on the Road is brought to you by Cold Star Solutions, an integral part of Vancouver Island's grocery supply chain for 20 years.
Welcome to the Atrium, probably one of the most beautiful buildings in all of Victoria. This is our little oasis right in the center of downtown Victoria. I say our because Urban Forage is born. It's alive. Here it is. What is Urban Forage? Well, my fiance and I have decided to open this up to you. I've been teaching you all for years, cooking on the coast, cooking lessons all around town, how to cook. I've given you the keys to make it yourself, but let's be honest, sometimes you just don't have time, right? So a lot of the best products of my career are available here for you guys for those times when you don't have the time. We've got the Southeast Asian marinade that you've seen on the show to make those Korean fried chicken tacos. Remember that one? Jerk chicken marinade, right? How about the kimchi made from scratch? Here it is right here. So many different things we can do with this. One of my proudest creations, Chef Mike's Power Bites. Love this stuff, super clean, nutritious, simple snack. We we've seen on the show the ancho chili sauce. Do you remember when I showed you how to make that? Once we made the sauce, we turned it into the ancho chili mac and cheese, which is available in the freezer right now, probably my favorite dish of all time. But what I want to show you is how we take this sauce and incorporate it into one of our breakfast sandwiches. Let's go catch up with Dan in the kitchen and check it out. Dan, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good there, Mike.
Chef Dan here, right-hand man, behind the scenes all season long on Cookin on the Coast. Him and I make up a dynamic duo running this kitchen here at Urban Forage. Now,
It's awesome.
yeah, right?
So this is one of the brioche we sell.
Yeah, the breakfast sandwich is hugely popular. Now, what's our first step there?
We're just gonna mix it with some cream cheese.
We're whisking that into the cream cheese to make a lovely flavored cream cheese. It's that simple, right? And I love your idea using the poached egg on the sandwich. I had never thought of that before. What a great idea. It's so delicious.
It's massive where I came from.
Yeah. And well, because you spent a lot of time in Australia, right?
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
back now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to bring some ideas from over there and
Absolutely.
implement them into this new project. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, Urban Forage is lucky to have this guy, let me tell you that much.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's make a sandwich right on. We're
It's the jalapeno pesto.
got some great flavors going on.
Great greens.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go on the bacon.
So we got real bacon there too, right? It's got to be real bacon, double smoked, done the old-fashioned way. That's the key, right?
It's like doubled or triple smoked this stuff. It's so good.
So good. You got to get bacon in every bite. I think that's kind of
It's
the
so
key
important.
to
Okay. Look at that. Oh, perfect.
perfectly poached egg for a sandwich, right? Just a little bit runny, not too much.
Awesome. And then we're just going to take some of this ancho chili sauce.
Little extra kick, yeah?
A little extra kick. So I'm not a big heat guy, but that works out really nice.
Yeah, it's a
So
nice
that's it.
kind of medium
gonna
kick.
go.
There you have it, folks. A fantastic way to start your day. I'm going to tuck right in. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, my friend. I'm going to have BC. Check that out. Can't go wrong.
Nice little crunch from the bacon. So much flavor from that ancho sauce.
A little kick from the jalapenos and the pesto.
This is how we start our day.
Every day.
Let's head to the studio and make some more TV.
Okay.
It's back into the kitchen. We're pulling together our twice-baked stuffed yams. We're also gonna make a delicious pepita lime dress salad. So let's do this. We've got our delicious filling right here. That ground beef with the onions, the garlic, the ancho chili sauce, a little bit of heat, and we also scooped the yams out and added them into the mix. How good does that look? It looks fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scoop the filling right onto the yams. And so we've already baked them once, yeah? They're once baked yams right now. We're gonna fill them, we're gonna cheese them, and we're gonna bake them again, which is how you end up with the twice baked. Get it? Right? It's pretty straightforward. I've got some delicious cheese here as well. Some little Qualicum fromage frais, Herbie. That's the herb version. We're gonna take this and we're gonna scoop it liberally onto our yams like so. Break it up a little bit. It's gonna get nice and soft. Oh, I love this stuff. It's so tasty. So if there's a little bit of spillage, you know, they're kind of sloughing off, that's okay. Because you know what happens? You end up with some delicious caramelized bits in the pan afterwards that you can scoop up and add to your plate. Fantastic. So this is now ready to go into the oven. I've got a preheated oven ready to go. I'm gonna fire these in. It won't take long. We're basically just finishing things off, you know, warming everything up, getting it nice and toasty, so about 10 minutes at 400 degrees and they're gonna come out beauty. Now, let's create a delicious dressing of our own. What I've done here is I've started off with some pepitas, also known as pumpkin seeds. We're gonna take these, I've soaked them overnight, and the reason for that is it softens them up and it makes it really easy for them to kind of be pureed and emulsified into a dressing. So we're gonna take a fairly liberal amount of those because that's what the base of our dressing is gonna be. We want lime juice. So I'm just gonna take this lime and cut it in half and squeeze right into our little blender jar. So the juice of all of that lime Let's go ahead and stick with the ancho theme. I've got some ancho chili powder here. So we'll stick by eyeball, as you can see, but you know, the measurements will all be there in the show notes for you. And then, of course, we need some seasoning. Salt and pepper are, you know, almost everything I cook savory-wise, get a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And you know what? I've got just this little bit left over, the red onion, the raw red onion. It's gonna get pureed beautifully into that dressing. And, oh, I almost forgot garlic. We absolutely need some garlic. Wouldn't be fair in my books to have a salad dressing without garlic. So we'll get a couple cloves in there, and it's gonna be, you know, time to hit the plate pretty much. We're gonna grab our lid of our blender. Oh, almost forgot my oil. We definitely need a little bit of oil in the dressing. We'll start there and see how we do. Let it run for about, 20, 30 seconds. You'll see it'll get thicker and thicker. You can leave it a little bit chunky if you like, or let it go for like a minute or so to get it totally smooth. This is looking a little bit thick to me. Looks delicious, awesome, but I want to add a little bit of water just so it's got a little bit of runniness to it so I can use it as a salad dressing, and then we'll see how it is. That looks much better. So I'm gonna grab some salad greens now from the fridge. We're just gonna toss this together. A really, really simple salad to go with our amazing stuffed yams. And here we have kale and red leaf lettuce. So I'm just gonna tear some of that red leaf lettuce, and I like the mix. I like, getting as many different greens as I can into my diet. When I'm eating kale like this though, I definitely don't want the thick stem bits, so I just peel the leaves off. And we've got a pretty little green salad, which will complement our twice baked yams beautifully. All we need to do now is dress it. I mean, you can always take this up another level. You could toast some pumpkin seeds. You could add in different vegetables, carrots, peppers, whatever you like, but this is super simple. Doesn't need anything else, especially with that dressing when it's so delicious. And we're gonna go ahead and be fairly liberal with this awesome, nutritious, and healthy dressing. And I'll just go ahead and toss that. So this season, it's all about more flavor with less time, right? So I've got this dressing, I can make it in big batches, have it ready to go in the fridge. What I'm gonna do is have that ready at all times, maybe have a few different options. And look at that, like all I needed was just a couple of different greens, and I've got a fantastic, healthy, nutritious salad to go with our twice baked yams, which are ready to come out of the oven. So I'm gonna grab those. Oh yeah. Look at this. See how that fromage frais softened up a little bit? All I'm gonna do is grab one of these. I mean, one is probably enough. Maybe someone would eat two. I probably would if I was hungry, but one is often enough. I'm gonna scoop this up, place it right there. We've got a fantastic beverage pairing on the way. So let's go ahead and make up a second plate. We've got our salad here. This is so simple, but it's beautiful, really, honestly. And that dressing, well, let me just make sure. Oh yeah, that's delicious. So simple, but so good. And in order to really finish this off nicely, what I like to do, I put it away already, but I need to grab my ancho chili sauce. Finish it off like so. We'll get our other one. There you have it. Twice baked stuffed yam, pepita lime dressing, hey, and time to spare.
Pairings are brought to you by Liquor Plus. Discover the plus.
Now for something to complement our meal. Let's explore a beverage pairing. We brought in Jason from Marydale Cider.
Amen.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me in here.
We've had you guys on the show every year.
We have.
And this year we did up a fantastic twice baked yam, a little bit of Mexican flavors, some ancho chili sauce. I made up a lime pumpkin seed kind of based salad dressing. Okay. So you knew that.
Yeah, so we picked something that would kind of work with that.
Right on.
So what we decided to bring with us, we brought our Jalisco cider.
Okay.
So this is a cider that has lime juice in it. So we got those limes that kind of pair in that way.
Yep.
And then Jalisco after the state in Mexico where they grow limons.
Okay.
So it's got some nice acid to it. It's got a bit of agave syrup in there for some sweetness.
Right.
So it's kind of got that Mexican flair that kind of pairs with this Mexican
My
flair.
mouth's watering already.
Yeah,
It sounds
same
delicious.
here.
Shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to have a taste.
Crack this guy.
Yeah, let's have a taste of the cider,
sure.
and then maybe we can have a little sample of our dish here and see how
Pour a little bit here for both of us.
delicious sounding.
Slide that your way.
Right on. Cheers.
Cheers.
I've had this one before. I love it so much.
We usually put it out in Cinco de Mayo, so it kind of falls into that same category.
It's just the
Yeah.
right amount of sweetness, but that
Yeah.
lime really nice little tart sweet balance.
It's a good kind of
Love
rounded
it.
cider.
Totally. I could enjoy
Definitely
that on a
more
hot
of a
day.
kind of summer, kind of fall cider, not
absolutely.
so much a winter one.
So let's have a little
check yours
taste
out.
of our food here.
For sure.
What do you think of the idea of a twice baked yam?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think anything twice baked is pretty good times. That's pretty good.
So you can maybe taste a little bit of lime in the dish there
I can.
with the ancho chili sauce. There's lime in the salad dressing as well, so we got lime in our drink, lime in our food. Let's see. I'm right into it.
This just pairs really nice just with that kind of acid, that just kind of that little bit of heat and that little bit of spice that's right there.
Yeah.
I just feel like that it just kind of really complements it well.
I think so too.
And this is just like such a good craft dish that just would fit really well with our craft cider.
Right.
Which is something that we've been trying to do, since 1990s, when last year was supposed to be our 30th year, and then 2020 did 2020.
It did.
So we're going to celebrate this year with
Absolutely.
2021, 31 years.
Yeah.
And we're doing spirits. we're
31
doing
years
cider.
you guys have
31
been
years that we've been doing
making
cider
cider?
for.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So we've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And then spirits is something we've just kind of gone into the last 10 years. So.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys are killing it.
Thanks, man.
Love your stuff.
Appreciate it. Thanks for
Perfect
having us
pairing.
here.
Well done.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Hey, check out our website where you'll find the info on today's show. I'm Chef Mike, and don't forget, dinner's better when we eat it together.